Next, Thomas was sprayed by a shower of small stones. Thomas stopped, scared.
Who's there?
But Thomas could see no engine, and no engine answered. Then Thomas chuffed through a valley. Wild whistles echoed and bounced off his boiler. Thomas's firebox fizzed with fear.
Who's there? I will not be scared. I will find a way to puff home to my friends by the end of the day.
Thomas raced away with a clickety-clack along the track and around a bend. Then he screeched to a stop. Thomas was fender to fender with 3 of the strangest engines he had ever seen.
Cinders and ashes. Who are you?
But the engines didn't answer, and they didn't look friendly. Thomas's boiler bubbled bravely.
I'm Thomas. Who are you?
The engines chuffed cheekily.
I'm Bash.
I'm Dash. And I'm Ferdinand.
The 2 smaller engines wheezed and teased.
We live here.
Where's here?
Misty Island.
Misty Island? This is Misty Island?
The little engines puffed proudly.
Have you heard of it?
Thomas trembled on the tracks.
Yes, I have.
We're the logging locos. We saw you arrive.
But you didn't see us.
We played rattling wheels and whistling whistles with you.
But you didn't play with us.
You can now,
If you want.
That's right.
But Thomas didn't want to play with Bash, Dash and Ferdinand. He hadn't liked their games. They were too strange. They were too scary.
No, thank you. I come from the Island of Sodor. Now, I'm going back there. Goodbye.
And Thomas wheeshed and whooshed backwards down the track and away from the logging locos. Thomas huffed happily along. He was pleased with his decision.
I make good decisions, that's what I was told. I will not be fearful, I'll be brave and bold.
Later, the mist rolled in and the darkness fell. Thomas had chuffed and huffed all day. Now he couldn't see to puff forward further. He hadn't found the docks or a way off Misty Island.
I make good decisions, that's what I was told. I will not be fearful, I'll be brave and bold.
But now, Thomas wasn't feeling so brave or so bold. The Fat Controller was about to go home. Then, the telephone rang.
I see. I understand. Goodbye.
The Fat Controller was stern.
Thomas did not arrive on the mainland. Thomas is missing.
Thomas woke with a start.
Oh.
The dawn was breaking through the thick mist. Thomas pumped his pistons.
I will not be scared. I will find a way to puff home to my friends by the end of the day.
But Thomas didn't puff or huff. He stayed where he was, lost and alone.
I don't know how to chuff off this island. I will have to go back and ask the logging locos for help. That's a good decision.
This made Thomas feel better. Work had stopped at the Sodor Search and Rescue Centre. The Fat Controller was on board Captain. Harold hovered overhead.
I've been all over, sir. There's no sign of Thomas.
Percy gasped and wheezed with worry.
Look again, Harold. Captain, we have a job to do. We must find Thomas.
Captain was ready and raring to go.
Right away, sir. Full steam ahead!
And Captain pulled away from the harbour. Thomas puffed to a small junction. He stopped.
I have to make the right decision now.
A small river ran by the other track.
All engines need water. I'm sure the track by the river will lead to the logging locos.
So Thomas steamed swiftly away.
I make good decisions. That's what I was told. I will not be fearful. I'll be brave and bold.
Thomas rattled round a bend. Then he screeched to a stop.
Flatten my funnel. It's a hollow tree tunnel. My. Misty Island is full of strange things.
And huff by huff, Thomas steamed slowly through the hollow tree tunnel. Then along the river. Then he huffed to a halt.
Footplates and fenders. This looks like a logging station, but it's the strangest logging station I've ever seen.
Then he saw Bash, Dash and Ferdinand.
Hooray! Following the river was the right decision.
Thomas hooted and tooted.
Hello!
We said hello to you yesterday, but you didn't want to be with us.
That's right.
Thomas knew he had been unkind to the logging locos.
I'm sorry. I was silly to think I could find a way off Misty Island without your help. Please, will you help? Will you tell me how I can huff home to Sodor?
But the logging locos weren't interested in helping Thomas.
We're busy loading logs.
That's right.
Thomas puffed after them. Then he spluttered and stuttered in surprise. The logs they were loading were deep red.
Bumpers and buffers! These are jovi logs! We need jovi wood to build the search and rescue centre on Sodor.
What's the Sodor Search and Rescue Centre?
Thomas smiled.
I'll tell you.
The logging locos whistled and wheezed. Then together they clanked closer to Thomas. The fat controller stood in front of his engines. He was serious.
Thomas is not at sea.
Oh no!
Now we must search all over Sodor. I will need all engines to help.
At the logging station, Thomas had made a decision.
We have to work more quickly. I will show you how quickly we shunt flatbeds of logs on Sodor. One biff, one bash, and there's never a crash. I make good decisions. That's what I was told. I will not be fearful. I'll be brave and bold. That's what the Fat Controller says.
The logging locos jiggled and giggled.
Who's the Fat Controller? He sounds funny.
Oh, that's right.
Then they puffed off. Whiff was surprised to see the Fat Controller and Gordon. They didn't visit often.
Thomas is missing. I need you to work with Gordon. Gordon can heave and haul. You will hurry and scurry.
Whiff wheeshed. Gordon gasped.
Oh, the indignity!